Welcome back everybody, this is Derek with Custom Grains and Designs, and today I'm going to be showing you how I do maintenance on my GlowForge. So this is the items I'll be using today. Towels, tub of towels, clean white, lens wipes, and spray away glass cleaner. And I'll post a link to all of the items I use today down below in the description. So normally I will clean the lens and the camera about every 4 to 5 cuts, but the maintenance I'm going to be showing you today is going to be something that I recommend doing at least once a week. All depends on how often you use the machine, what types of material you use, and just a few other factors that you just have to kind of play it by ear and use your best judgment when you think the GlowForge is going to need more of a deep clean rather than a general lens wipe down, camera wipe down. So let's get started. Open up the GlowForge, and so you can pop this front compartment down, and as you can see, we have a lot of dirt and grime here. The cover is a little dirty, but I did clean it recently, so it's not too bad. The camera lens isn't too bad, because like I said, I clean that every 4 or 5 cuts. The crumb tray is looking a little dirty. Set that down here for now, and you can see a lot of debris and dirt and different things from the material we use. Alright, so typically I use this spray away glass cleaner for the cover. Spray a little bit on, take a paper towel. I use these blue shop towels, but paper towel will be fine. And you can kind of see how it's turning a brown color here. That's all of the soot getting washed down by the cleaner. See how dirty the hood was, and it doesn't have to be perfect, you know. This is just a quick little cleaning just to keep the GlowForge operating correctly. And this is the Tub of Towels heavy duty cleaning wipes, so it already comes with a cleaning solution on it. Has a good citrus smell to it. I typically use this in my shop to clean off oil and dirt off my hands when I'm doing projects in my shop, and it's a good degreaser, so it works really well for the GlowForge. It helps get a lot of the debris, soot out of here. It has a little bit of grit to it also, so you don't want to wipe lens down with this one. And I am doing this with one hand so I can show you guys, but you can spend a lot more time, you know, sticking a screwdriver or something inside here and getting all that debris out. What you can see here is cleaning this area up really well. Alright, that's nice and clean. Look how dirty that was. I can grab one more. Make sure you close your tub of towels back up so it doesn't dry out. And then I just do a general wipe on all the other various parts and pieces. I try to get this track also. That's where the laser head slides on. Get this track as well. And you can see it's pretty dirty. So just want to keep that free and clear of debris. Wipe down the belts just a little bit. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to maintain it, just so it'll stay operating well. You know, you don't want to put extra strain and wear and tear on the machine if you don't have to. This doesn't take a whole lot of time or effort. And but definitely you're going to want to clean the lens on a regular basis, because you won't run into issues where the lens or the machine isn't cutting all the way through when it normally does. Alright, sorry about that. I had a phone call coming in, but we just went over how to clean basically the general parts and pieces of the GlowForge. Now we're going to be cleaning the lens and the camera on the GlowForge, which I feel like is the most important. So if you run into an issue where the GlowForge isn't cutting all the way through like it normally does on the settings you use, and typically you need to be cleaning the fan, which is connected to your laser head down under here, and I'll show you how to take that off. And that's another thing that I clean on a regular basis. So we just went over how to clean the general parts and pieces of the GlowForge. Now we're going to focus on cleaning all the lens on the laser head and the camera and the fan that's under here. This fan down here is one of the most important, so you need to make sure that stays clean and it's spinning at the right speed, or else you'll have trouble cutting all the way through, whereas you typically don't have trouble. So normally I use these lens wipes, and I believe these are the ones recommended by GlowForge, and I have quite a few, and I'll put the link to those in the description if you want to get some. Okay, I'm going to take a lens wipe and break it open, unfold it, and just go ahead and do a quick little wipe down the camera lens, so that when the camera focuses it knows where it's at and you don't have an issue with misalignments. And then this is a little bit more complicated, and basically you just pop this off, and I think you had to do this when you first purchased the GlowForge. So it's just magnets that holds it in place, and so typically I clean this, and the side here. And you do have a fan here. I don't always clean this one, but that's one that you want to make sure is clean. But it is used to take apart your GlowForge and clean it. So this top part pops off here. And this guy comes out. And I always wipe this down also, being very careful not to scratch it. Once it looks clean, go ahead and pop it back in. Put the top back on. And this guy here, metal part down. You're gonna put it down here, pull it out, and it pulls the lids out. It's like a magnet. And you want to clean behind it. And the front of the lids. Like I said, you want to be careful not to scratch it. Okay. Then you pop the lens back in, and you use the other end without the metal part to push it down. So now it's pushed all the way in. Everything is clean on this guy. And now this is where you have to clean the fan. So you pull this carriage plate towards you and push down, and it pulls it off of the rails. And then always start with the belt on the right hand side. You're going to take it off of the pulley, and it comes out like this. And this is the fan that you want to make sure is clean. And I cleaned it not too long ago, so it's not too terribly bad. And like I said, you do want to clean this on a regular basis, because the GlowForge will not cut correctly if you don't. So I haven't figured out a real easy way to clean this yet, but I'll show you how I do it, and maybe you guys have a suggestion or something you could post in the comments that will make this a little bit more efficient and faster. But so typically I take one of these here, and I need to try and find some that have the bristles go further up to the top. But I'll open a lens cleaner, cover this, and just slide it, run it through the fan like so. Typically this is where all of the debris will build up, is on the housing of the fan, and it just makes it not spin as fast or as efficient, and you'll have problems cutting. So that looks pretty good to me. Now when you go to replace this guy, you want to make sure that the the rib parts are facing each other. This part of the belt will go right here, and so the way you pop this back in is these outer wheels have to ride on the rail underneath the laser. So find that lip and pull the carriage towards you, and then pop these pulleys on top of this rail here. You see it freely rolling. That's how you know you have both sets of pulleys in the correct position. And to pop this back in, you're going to do the same thing. Like I said, the rib part needs to be facing the inside, and always start with the right, push that back in onto the rail. Sometimes you have to pull to get it correct, to get it to latch onto the pulley. Okay, now this is the tricky part. There's another pulley here on the left hand side, so you have to wrap this belt around the pulley, put a little bit of upwards pressure on it, and then start pulling this carriage towards it. It does take a little bit of practice and a little bit finagling, and I find the best way is to put the belt closest to you on the pulley first, and then push the other part of the belt towards the pulley while pushing upwards pressure on the belt and pushing this carriage inwards, and that'll spin the belt. So now we have the belts attached back on. The fan is clean. Typically you want to clean this fan too. Alright, and then just snap it back on. Make sure your laser can move freely. And like I said, and you can spend as much time or as little time as you want cleaning this thing, but you also have to keep in mind that as soon as you cut another project, it will get dirty again. So I like to just clean it enough to make sure it is maintained, and enough to make sure that it's not getting destroyed, and that all the parts and pieces are working correctly. And like I said, my most important part, the part that I find the most important to clean, is the camera lens, the lens on the laser, and that fan under here. If you keep those clean after, you know, 5 or 6 cuts, you'll be in good shape. And I don't clean this fan under here after 5 or 6 cuts. I just clean all the lens after 5 or 6 cuts. The fan you may want to do a little less frequently, but nonetheless you need to clean it on a regular basis. And For the crumb tray, you can take it outside, I guess, and hose it off. All these little parts and pieces will just fall out on the ground, and you can just clean the crumb tray however you see fit. All right, thanks for watching. I hope this helps some of you looking to do some maintenance on your GlowForge. If I missed anything, please comment below and I'll try and address it. If you have any questions, leave me a comment. I'll put a link in the description to all of the cleaning products that I used today. And if you will, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting new GlowForge videos every week, projects that I do, things that I sell, tips and tricks. So stay tuned and thanks for watching.